Welcome to the vlog. We are right now doing a virtual stage game consult with your girl, Aurelia Michael, the one and only. Yeah, I can't do that. So she's getting ready for competition. We are going through some things. We're going to do some makeup and some wig stuff, and you'll probably be able to catch her whole situation in her vlog as well. So friends supporting friends. That's the beauty of the wig. You can style it and it not have to be on your head.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're on the third layer. Yep. Now we start curling the other way.
You can if you want to. I tend to, what I do is I tend to go back on one side and then the other side, bring it back. So everything's just coming together.
Uniform.
Yeah. Because what happens is, like, the reason being, like, is it a big deal if you switch your direction? No, but if you keep switching it or if you're not paying attention, then the curl's going to start to get a little wonky. Yeah, yours is curling really good, too.
She's like she brand new.
Yeah. She's fresh.
So, should I pin these or just leave them and do them fresh next week?
No, I don't think you need to pin it. Because I think if you pin it, then it's going to be too tight and you're going to have a hard time trying to break the curls up. Because I can just tell by the way that it's curling, you're going to be fine. Because even like...
refresh it?
Just refresh it. Because I know, like, I'll curl Vanya for a show, and then when we do her second show, like, the curls are still pretty much there, so it's just a matter of, like, kind of rejudging the front of it.
Like, if I just lay down my baby hair, people would be like, not that it matters what people think, but it's just like, it's just not my normal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that would be like me popping up with a bust down middle part. Y'all gonna be like, Amber? Oh, okay. Like, looks good. Are you going through something?
Tank top, split down the middle with the girl go. Like, hey, you know. Okay. You can't even say you look cute. Where you going?
To that part.
Where you going?
That part.
And where your husband? Why he not behind you?
100. Where Lo at? You just out here like this?
Okay.
I'm telling you, especially like when you know, like you have, like I tell girls, like for your qualifier show, if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. Like, because if I'm going to get my makeup done, I'm doing it for the big one. You know what I mean? Like, let me save my money and put it towards the big one.
But for that qualifier, the body ain't honey. They ain't nothing but a curl gonna do.
And that's it. All right. It was a bikini day at the salon today. Finished up, I did a glam webinar, well, not webinar, excuse me, consultation with Aurelia. So going over her for her stage glam, because she's doing her own glam for her first show, her makeup and her hair. Then I'm going to do her glam for her next show. Earlier that morning, I had Sierra come in just to tighten up her extensions. She got second place at Optimum Classic and at the Nevada Pro Show, so she's killing it. And then I was talking to her, and I hadn't said this to anybody. It's something like y'all can see, like my last vlog, I really been wrestling with prep, and I just finally said it. And the thing about me is I tend to hold things inside of me, and it's like, yo girl, you need to start saying something, because people can just help you work through all of your thoughts and your processes. And I just basically told her everything, and she was straight up with me. She said, honestly, I think you're just afraid. She said, I think you're quitting before you even really start. And I was like, you know what? Okay, this is self-sabotage. I was honestly 100% this week debating on quitting prep, just saying, screw it, I'm not doing it. But I had to first expose the lie. The lies that have been playing in my head are, you're not good enough, you don't have a good enough physique, you haven't done the work, you can't do this, you have a lot of body fat to get off of you, this is going to be impossible, you're competing at a time when you didn't want to originally. All of these things are lies, right? And then I had to ask myself, what is the truth? The truth is, yes, am I upset that I have to compete later on in the year instead of being earlier? Yes, because now I'm running into being into prep while working. However, is it doable? Absolutely, and I shouldn't stress myself out about it. Secondly, I need to stop sabotaging myself. I don't even, like, I guess the thing for me, what I've been going through is that transitional period from when you're an amateur to a pro. My pro debut, I didn't care about nothing. I was just happy to be there. And that's the same energy that I need to have. I think for the past, I knew what to expect. I knew what I was doing. I knew how national shows went. But now I'm in a whole nother situation where I'm not familiar with this space. I honestly have no clue if they're gonna like me. I don't know if my physique is gonna fit in well. Like, these are things that I don't know, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that I should just quit. I'm putting too much pressure on myself. I am self-sabotaging, and I need to stop doing that. Like, the past couple of weeks, I've been going through the motions and doing what I'm supposed to do, but I haven't been giving it my all. I haven't been giving it my all. Like, I gotta be real with y'all, and I haven't been giving it my all because I've been in my head, and I don't need to be in my head. Do I want to do well? Absolutely. Then I had to be real with myself. I would absolutely love to compete, you know, get first call outs. I would love to compete and win a show. Y'all know I said it, my ministry is not to be Miss Bikini Olympia. That is not my goal. But I think when I said that, I didn't honor or accept the fact that just because you don't want to be Miss Bikini Olympia doesn't mean that you don't want to win a pro show and step on the Olympia stage one day. And I don't think I even allowed myself to play with that. And so these are just all the things that I've been going through. You're not good enough. What are you doing? So, but keeping it 100, being transparent with y'all, that's where I've been at. And after the talk that I had with Sierra, which I'm so grateful for. If you don't follow Sierra Swan on Instagram, you totally should. She's that's good people's right there. I'm just grateful that I said something and she was able to, you know, pull me back, because she's been competing way longer than I have. She's an Olympian. She's got a good heart, a good soul. She's someone that I know I can trust. So I was just grateful that I said something and she was there to be like, hold on, girl, wait a second. Let me pull you back in. So that's where we're at. Now I am clocking in, and I'm going to make a list when I get home and just basically say, okay, Am, what is it that you need to do to make yourself feel comfortable? Because, like, for me, there are certain things that I just need to have when I'm prepping, right? So I know, okay, I need to get new shoes because my shoes are already worn down. Cardio. Oh, yeah, Jay made adjustments to all of my stuff, too. I'll talk about that in a moment, but I know, I'm like, okay, right now, what do I need? I need new shoes. I need to make sure I have all of my vitamins. I need to go ahead and plan my blood work. I need to figure out my schedule as far as, okay, what days are you training? What days are you doing cardio? Because I've just been very sporadic, and that is not going to be advantageous to me. So that's what we're going to be doing when I get home. Right now, I'm going into Office Depot to get a new camera memory card because we got a new camera. I got a new camera. This is something that I had been wanting. And with me, you know, doing my pod, one more net, I want to just give just better quality to my content all around. So we'll unbox her when we get home. We'll play around, do all of that. And I think I'm going to go to the gym. Well, I need to plan. I'm going to go ahead and plan my week and figure out what's going on. So let's do it. Hello. You bring me 2 bears? Rocket. Okay. You brought me both bears? Yes. He always does this. Whenever someone comes, he greets them with gifts. But it's funny because he has 2. All right. Then, of course, we got Senior Caesar. Shady. Let's open some packages. Okay. I do not recall. Do y'all order stuff on Amazon? And then when you get an Amazon package, you're like, what is this? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know what this is. And then when I see it, I'm sure going to be like, oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I got this little, like, belt bag for my hot girl walks in the morning because I take my pups with me so that way I can put, like, my phone, my keys, my AirPods, my poop, well, they're poop bags. Okay, that's what that is. And I just got some running shorts because I wanted some running shorts for when I do my cardio and take my walks in the morning. These look promising. So here's the thing with this body that I'm in right now. I have to go up so typically I'd always be like a size small, right? So now I have to go up a size to medium, which is fine, but all my problems are everything is always way too big in the way. So it's like I can't get anything over my glutes, but when I can get stuff over my glutes, it's way too big in the way. So I went for these high-waisted shorts, and they have a drawstring. So I'm gonna try these on, and hopefully these will be good, so that way when I'm doing my walks, doing my cardio, got some shorts. When I'm doing cardio, I don't like stuff to be stuck to me. I like to be loose. Okay, so now, this guy here, make sure my address ain't showing. Choo, choo, choo. So this camera, I have had my eyes on for quite some time. Last summer, I downgraded, so I had two cameras. My sit-down camera for whenever I would film like my beauty videos. It was a Canon T7i, and I had that thing for about 6-7 years. And then I had a little vlogging camera, but none of those were 4K. And I wanted something that was 4K, but I also, I knew I was going to be transitioning from doing just more like vlog style videos. So I had to ask myself, okay, girl, is there a need for two cameras? So keep in mind, this fall, I will have been creating YouTube content for 10 years. So I've gone through some cameras. I've learned some things. So I always tell people when they first start off YouTube, the first question they always ask me is, what camera should I get? You don't need a camera when you first start off because you don't know if you're going to be consistent. It's an investment, and you also have to be okay with, if you're looking to do YouTube or social media to get money, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you also need to understand that you're not going to get paid for quite some time. So you got to be okay with that. I tell people, start with your phone. There's nothing wrong with your phone. My God, your phones are over $1,000, and the 4K quality that you have on your phone is good. Then once you get going and you're doing it, if you're consistent, like I tell people, like my sister-in-law, she just started a YouTube channel, which I'm very proud of her. I'll link it down below if you're interested. The majority of it is in Portuguese. However, listen, support a Patchlock, okay? She's a trip, but she was asking me, what should I do? And I told her, I said, be consistent for 3 months straight. This is the advice I'd give anybody. If you can be consistent for 3 months straight, and I mean at least posting one video every single week, because I feel like that is doable. One video a week is 100% doable. If you can do that for 3 months straight, then look into getting a camera. So this camera, I've had my eyes on for quite some time. I'm switching over. So I'm a Canon girl. My little camera that I have right now is just a little Canon vlogging camera, and I'm still going to keep it because I do like how small it is. I like how compact it is, especially when I'm traveling. This is going to be more so for my sit-down videos, or if I am vlogging but I'm not traveling. Oh my goodness gracious. So I don't know anything about Sony. The reason why I switched over to Sony is because a lot of the vloggers that I watch, they use Sonys, and the quality, that's the thing. Keep in mind, y'all, I've been doing this for quite some time. This isn't what you need to do, but I just want to elevate my content because I have a bunch of ideas, a bunch of things that I want to do. So in order to do that, I want to get a better quality camera. So this is the Sony ZV-E10, and the camera that I'm on right now is the Canon. It's like $395. I'll post it here and leave the link down below, but this is the Sony ZV-E110, and I like this one because the lenses are interchangeable. So again, keep in mind, I do vlogs, and then also my sit-down content whenever I'm doing one more net, or if I'm doing like a beauty tutorial or something like that. Because you need to pick your camera off of the type of content that you're doing. So my content, Bible, beauty, bodybuilding. So I have sit-down content, I have content when I'm traveling, vlog style. So depending on what your content is, then it's going to dictate what type of camera you get. this bad boy is heavy, heavy, heavy. So the lenses I can change, which is nice because I didn't want to go back to, well, I have 2 cameras, but I didn't want to have to rely on one camera strictly for one thing. Like this I can use for sit down and vlogging. However, I'm going to have to get used to the weight on this. The battery's not in there. And I learned the majority of, oh, it comes with a little mic. The majority of my, no, that's not a mic. Oh, that's for the cover for the mic. The majority of my camera knowledge I learned was from my father-in-law because he's a photographer. So that's how I got well versed on it and hit through Poppy. Everybody calls him Poppy. Doesn't matter. That's what we call him in the family. Battery, and then also rule of thumb, if you're going to be creating content, you're going to be doing vlogging, order more than 1 battery, because the worst thing ever is when you are recording content and then your battery goes dead and you don't have a backup battery. That burns my soul. So I ordered more batteries. Those should be coming. Yeah, they'll be here tomorrow according to Amazon. Why isn't this turning on? Okay, give me a moment. I need to figure this thing out. Okay, got the camera charging up. Can y'all see me? Here are the shorts. I'm disappointed because I was so excited for these shorts. I don't know if this is just me and hold on. Okay, I don't know if this is just me and my own insecurities in my body, but this is a size medium, you guys. A size medium. Like, why? Like, I was hoping they were gonna be. The thing is, they feel super comfy. I'm not mad at how they feel. I like my waistband to be tight, you know, like to just make sure my pants aren't sliding down. But like, why is it gotta be so short? I know I'm not used to filling out my clothes. Okay, so I understand that, but I'm just like, why? I mean, could I wear these? Yes, but do I feel comfortable? Truth be told, no. So what I want to do is, I really thought these were going to fit like loose on me. I was not expecting these to be tight. And some of you are probably watching, probably like, oh, Amber, this is great. There's nothing wrong with it. I hear you. Thank you. However, stay focused. This is about me. This is about me. I just feel that this is just, I feel this is too short. This is too short. Maybe, can we do that? But I don't like, see, I like my shorts to be up. I like them to sit up here. And I don't think a large is going to make much of a difference either. I really don't. So, back to the drawing board. And even, like, getting leaner, I don't even think it's going to be a getting leaner situation because I understand that the physique I used to have is no more. We don't have that physique anymore. Like, I can just tell through my body composition and just looking at myself. So, I mean, lean or not, too short's too short, right? This is just, this is too short. I'm not that girly. I'm so disappointed because I love this color. I was excited to show Lo because this is his favorite color. He has shorts this color as well. But, oh, and it has pockets, y'all. I'm annoyed. I'm big annoyed. Oh well, they got to go back because can't be out here with the cheeks out. Okay, charged her up a little bit. So here she is. This is the Sony ZV-E110. The only thing that I know is going to throw me off so far. Hold on, please. Let me do this. Is the flip out on this side because I'm used to looking up. That's how it is on this camera I'm recording on right now in my previous vlogging camera. So that's going to take some time to get used to. And I'm definitely going to have to get a tripod because this bad boy got some weight on her. So here she is. I'll make sure to link her down below in Amazon. It's not over $1,000, but it ain't under $500 either. You know what I mean? Like it's right in that in between phase. So You use your discretion. If you're someone who's just been creating content a lot like me, like I said, I create a ton of content. So YouTube, for my business, for Instagram, all the things. So this is going to be my powerhouse camera and I'm so excited to use. So let's turn her on. I'll take this off. I don't have any. Well, let me get some settings going here first. Hold on, guys. Hold on. So I've got the app for it. So if I'm taking like photos or video of something like short form content and I want to sync it to my phone, I can do so. Most cameras have this, so regardless if you have a Canon, I know Canon has it because I have it on here for my Canon, Nikon, Sony. Let's see. Oh, no, cancel. I'll register later. I'll do all that. So the one thing that is throwing me off is that this is not a touch screen. So I keep touching like to do the settings and it's not a touch screen. So that's really throwing me off. I got a SanDisk Extreme Plus. So I used to not spend money on, you know, memory cards. I'll just get the cheapest one. However, I film a lot of content and your memory card matters. So I've been getting the SanDisk. This is the Extreme Plus. This one is 256 gigs and it does 4K, which is what I need. I really feel like in the past, that's why I was having issues just like sometimes uploading my content onto my computer when I was trying to edit. And when you are editing files, especially when you're filming in 4K, it's going to be beneficial that you get an external hard drive because it can just be a lot on your computer and it's taking up all that space. Where does the memory card go in this thing? Opa, there she goes. Memory card in. Preparing image database file. Okay, let's switch over. Let's see how she is. Wow. Oh, we are all up in. Well, I tell you one thing, it's clear for sure. Hold on. Oh, nope. Why is it saying macro? Portrait. Okay, so first impressions. This was the main reasoning why I wanted this camera because I really appreciated just how crystal clear the quality is. Like I said, I've been a Canon girl for years now, but I just started noticing a difference in the quality for Canon video versus Sony video. And I think Sony is a bit more superior. Okay, so let me play around with this for a second and I'll get back to y'all. Okay, so I don't know how, this just feels so close. I don't have I just don't have the proper accessories to do this. Where am I going here? Okay, I guess we're gonna have to do it like this. So I don't even know what this sounds like with the video sound. This ish is clear. Okay, here's what we're doing. I made a mental note of exactly what it is that I need to basically get locked in, get focused. Here we go. First of all, the first and most important thing is the mental aspect. It is not about, you know, oh, well, once I buy this or once I have this, I'll be able to lock in. No. The things that I like need are legit need. Like I need new shoes. My other ones are ran down. I just wasn't feeling pressed to go get new ones because I wasn't, you know, like whatever. I don't really think I'm doing this. I know for me, and y'all tell me if y'all are this way, it typically takes me about 3 weeks to like get locked in and get into the groove of prep, right? And now I think about it, okay, so I have been in prep for 3 weeks, so maybe this was that 3-week funky time. I just felt a way about it, right? So it takes me about 3 weeks to get locked in. So now that I've exposed the lie, The lie has been exposed. I understand. I was just going through some things, and that's why this is something that I struggle with. That's why it is helpful, and not everybody. Everybody don't need to hear your thoughts and ideas, but I am very blessed. I do have people in my circle that I can talk to, especially in regards to prep, that are, are pros, have been competing for a long time, are Olympians and whatnot. So sometimes you just need to talk to somebody. It's not healthy to try to work through your thoughts, and I'm talking to myself right now. This is something that I struggle. This is a downside of me being an athlete, and my coach knows. We talked about it last season, where I will just keep things to myself. I won't say anything. I don't want to be a burden, but the things that I'm thinking, they're not just ridiculous things. They are things that need to be addressed. So that is something that I need to work on as far as just being a better athlete. But sometimes you do just need to get these things out there, because now I'm just kind of like, dang, had I had said something sooner, I probably could have saved myself this whole wrestling that I've been going through, back and forth for the past 2 weeks now. So mental got to get locked in. Okay, it's Saturday. I already know what my meals are. My coach has already adjusted my macros. She dropped my macros, and I have cardio now 5 times a week instead of 4 times a week, which is pretty stable, which is pretty, which is not much. So I have cardio 5 times a week now instead of 4 times a week. Again, nothing crazy, just 20 minutes. That is very easy and doable. For my meals, I already know what I'm eating. I do macros. My coach makes my adjustments, and I eat the same thing every single day. The only time I make adjustments is if she makes adjustments to my macros and I need to kind of shift things or change a protein source because I need a protein source that's less fat content, then I will do that. Making sure that I already have all of my food on Saturday. This is something that I've been doing now this is the 2nd week, because on Sunday I want to go ahead and be able to meal prep, do everything that I need to be doing. I don't want to be running around on Sunday trying to do all the things. No. So I will make my grocery list on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, either to get the groceries delivered to my house or go pick them up. And then that way Sunday I got everything that I need, non-negotiable, we're good, setting myself up for success, right? Secondly, vitamins. I'm horrible when it comes to vitamins. I was on it, and then at the beginning of the year, and I just kind of basically said screw everything. So I need to make sure I have fish oil. I need to make sure I have my vitamin D, because the vitamin D deficiency is real. I need to make sure I have my multivitamin, my milk thistle. If you are an athlete, and especially if you are taking supplementation, you know what I mean when I say supplementation. If you are utilizing any sort of enhancements, right? You need to make sure that you're protecting your liver. I don't have any of those things in my plan. I haven't had any of those things since junior nat. So I haven't had any supplementation or anything since in basically a year. I'm only sharing that so that people have an idea of what could or could not be ideal for them. So what else? Were those all the supplements? Yeah, so milk thistle, vitamin C. Taking vitamin C. Of course, your immune support is key. And probably some ashwagandha. I can never say that word right. Just to make sure that I am keeping the stress and the cortisol down. I will not be doing any Delta 8 gummies. I stopped doing that in October, and I quit cold turkey. I don't know what happened one day. I had a bad trip. I think probably because I got a different strand that I was not used to, and I did not like the way that it made me feel. So I stopped cold turkey right then and there. But it's so interesting, because what I'm realizing now is my sleep, like even with all the stress that I was going through towards the end of the year and to the beginning of the year, what's so fascinating is even with all the stress I had towards the end of the year and coming into the beginning of this year, my sleep has improved dramatically. I am someone who just struggled when it came to sleep. I was not a good sleeper, and that's why I was utilizing the Delta 8 to just help me sleep. But like I said, in October, I had that bad trip. I cut it out, but I have been sleeping. I have had no issue sleeping, praise God, since then. So having something, of course, to help relax Ashwagandha. It's natural. It's not gonna like make you feel any kind of way. Keeping the cortisol down, because stress management is also a huge part of prep. I'm sorry, this keeps going dark, guys. I don't listen. Just bear with me, okay? I'm trying to figure this thing out. I got to figure out camera tripod. So right now we are going to Dick's because I need to get a new pair of shoes, and then I also need to run into Sephora and get some moisturizer because I am 100% out of moisturizer. I have been using up my products. I am over just buying things just to test and see, like, if I'm almost out of something or if it's just really getting my attention, then I'll test it out. But I've got my staples. I know what I like. I know what works. I'm going to get my moisturizer. And I feel like there was something else that I had on my list too, since I'm coming out to the mall and I don't want to have to come to the mall again anytime soon. I don't know. Anywho, let's go do this. Okay, back home. First of all, really quickly, I'm listening to the. I have got. This is so close. I am not used to a close-up camera like this. I'm gonna have to get a wider lens. That's crazy. Okay, but I'm listening to How to Fight the Demons Affecting Your Marriage. This is good. This is so good because as someone who went through some things, let me tell you, spiritual warfare is real. And I think I can only speak for me. We tend to underestimate generational curses. For instance, I can speak on this. So both Murillo and I come from families who have been divorced, right? So his parents got divorced, my parents got divorced, my grandparents got divorced. So now that I know what I know, when we were going through all of our stuff and why I was just like, forget it, I'm getting out of here, I'm leaving, I have to go, that was that generational curse that I didn't even truly realize was within us hard already just from the beginning. It didn't prosper, thank the Lord, but just you gotta know, man. Anywho, what I got my shoes. I have been wanting these shoes for quite some time. They're nothing fancy. They are the Nike Metcons. I wanted something that I can train in, that I can do my cardio in. Just got black and white. I will probably go back and get a white pair. Shoes get beat up real bad in prep, you know. And then for my moisturizer, all I needed was the refill. So this is Glow Recipe, the pink juice moisturizer. That's what it looks like when I have the bottle where I can just do the refill. And then I went to Victoria's Secret, y'all. So something for me. I know a lot of people love the whole morning routine, but something for me that really just calms me is my nighttime routine. So I got me some like not Bath and Body Works, some Victoria's Secret scents because they were only $6 and I was like, whatever, no big deal. But yes, I am the girly that likes to smell good. If you ever run up on me, one thing you're going to notice is I smell good. Again, I think I'm just super conscious about it because I hover over people for a living. Like, we get close, so I'm always just like, my hygiene is top notch. I'm always going to smell good. That's just what it is. So this one here is lavender and vanilla. That is relax. And then I got this one, coconut milk and rose. This is for calming. So these are just things that I like to do when I get out of the shower at nighttime. So you don't have to do what some people might think is extra, but I love a good shower. My shower time is where I think. I love using a nice body scrub. So I got this moisturizing cream and body wash. It has shea butter and it is the coconut milk. And then I got the lotion to go along with it. Again, this is just me. These are things that make me feel cozy, that make me feel good inside. Take care of yourself. It's simple, know thyself. So that's it. I'm about to go shower and get in the bed. Oh man. It is the next day. It's Sunday, y'all. And I went ahead and got my steps in early because Alexis competes today, and Nadia, she's a women's bodybuilder competitor. I helped her with her stage glam. We did like stage glam consult, so she sent me photos this morning. Her makeup looks good. She looks so good. So I wanted to go ahead and get some steps in before, because I know I'm going to be glued to the computer screen. But something that I'm very excited about is I believe I found a new church. And I'm so excited. Y'all know I'd been going to Elevation off and on, and there are just some things that, well, first of all, just I absolutely cannot stand the hustle and bustle getting there. But again, as you go through the dying to self, as you go through the sanctification, as you start, just seeking more wisdom, like there were just some other things that started popping up. And again, I am grateful for all the teachings and everything that I've gotten from there, because I don't feel like they were false teachings. But I found something that I am pretty sure is for me 100%. So that is very exciting. I will be attending there next Sunday. And then my devotional this morning when I was reading, something that has been on my mind recently for the past 2 weeks has been resting. And then all of a sudden, the word Sabbath has been coming up out of nowhere. And I know it's not out of nowhere. I know that's God being very strategic about getting my attention. So now I'm paying attention to it. Y'all know me and just the working and the hustle culture and the grinding and the striving hard. That is something that is part of my dying to self process. I have to stop that. And I have been playing with the idea of only working on Saturdays when I have a bodybuilding competition, because I want to start honoring the Sabbath. I have been a slave to the grind, to the hustle, to the go, 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 and it was a major detriment to me, just mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And so while I understand from a business standpoint, especially in the beauty professional world, Saturday is our day. However, I've been doing Saturdays for 11 years, and it has not gotten me anywhere from a mental and spiritual standpoint. So therefore we have to start addressing these things and understand that I'm okay with, hey, taking a step back from Saturdays means that I'm going to be making less money. However, my Father will provide for me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So therefore I am good with it. And that's the other thing too. I am learning to be content with where I am, what things are, and what I have, because it's so easy to get caught up on where you're not and what you don't have and how much money you don't have. But God's not going to bless you with anything if you can't even appreciate what you have right now. Like, I live in the city of Charlotte. Every time I leave my home, like, I see homeless people all the time. And so meanwhile, I'm upset about something minor, but I have a car, I have a home, I have a mom, I have a husband, I have dogs, I always have food to eat, I have a bed to lay my head down, I have clothes, I have water, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, nah, I'm chilling. I'm not, God's going to provide. I'm going to learn to be content with what He has given me, and I'm going to start honoring the Sabbath. And of course, everyone has to do what works best for them. For some people, your day of rest might have to be on a Tuesday, and I understand that I am very blessed in the aspect that I can make my own schedule. I'm not being insensitive to that. However, it has taken me just busting my butt and grinding, working myself down to the bone to realize, you know what? I'm cool with making less money. I need to be okay on the inside. So those were my thoughts that I want to share with y'all. Then also, y'all, okay, stay with me. So I've been testing out this self-tanner for a week. If you're a bodybuilder, then you already know. So I came across this video, right, on Instagram, and it was this beautiful dark chocolatey girl. Like, her skin was way deeper than mine, and of course it was polarizing the way they put it up, but she was doing self-tan. And I was like, you know what, I never thought about that, because I will say this, post-show, once I've showered and the top coats come off, I love the way my skin looks. It looks chocolate, it looks golden, it looks Godiva, it's deeper, it's a vibe, right? And so I was like, I never thought about that. I do like the way that my skin looks after the tan, And so I was reading the comments, and people just ignorant, you don't know what you don't know, right? Saying there's just something about a black woman and tanning that doesn't sound right for me. And I'm like,
I think maybe it's just because it's two terms that you've never heard together in a sentence. And I also think there are some Black people who have a hard time with the idea of being darker because colorism is a thing. I'm not that Black girl. I'm like, bring it on. I've never been the woman that's like, oh my God, I don't want to be in the sun. I'm like, no, I like the sun. I feel like everybody, I don't care how fair, how deep you are on the spectrum, I feel like everybody looks better with a little bit of sun on them, you feel me? But you know, then there are girls saying, no, I'm not doing that. My shea butter and coconut oil works just fine. I'm like, it's not the same. And I was about to put a comment in there, and I did, but then I deleted it because, again, Amber, don't roll in the mode pigs. And I feel like I can't remember, did I talk about this already? If I did, y'all please look over me. But so I thought to myself, I'm gonna try this. So I'm loving, but let me keep using it and then we'll go back to that. But what I really wanted to talk about and close out with is I'm going to talk about a couple of reasons why you didn't win your show. How this came about was one of my girls, Whitney. I love Whitney with all my heart and soul. She competed and she looked amazing. This is the best she's looked from top to bottom, head to toe. And I saw in her caption where, you know, she was disappointed, which rightfully so. And she was saying how she had decisions to make and maybe she needed to switch over to figure, change her training, her nutrition. And that's my girl. So I instantly messaged her. I said, your feelings are valid. You don't need to go to figure. You are bikini. Here are some things that you don't understand just yet. So I sent her that, and then it got me thinking. Let's talk about it, okay? 5 reasons why you didn't win your show. First reason why, you're not lean enough. So if you're a first-time competitor, you have to understand that yes, this is the leanest you have ever been in your life, right? But you're not going to realize you weren't lean enough your first show until your second season. Because even if you do another show after your first show, it's not there yet. When you have your first season, you go to off season and you come back for your second season and you get on stage again, that's when you're going to realize, because you don't have anything to gauge it off of, right? So of course, in real life, yes, it's the leanest you've ever been, but you have to understand from a bodybuilding perspective, it is not the same. It's very different. So not being lean enough. In bikini, we have a criteria, right? There is such thing as being too lean. However, I'm willing to bet on your first show, you're probably not going to be too lean. You're probably not going to be lean enough. Number 2 reason why, your posing wasn't good. And this can be across the board for a new athlete or maybe someone who's been doing it for a while. There are some people who just naturally got it, right? If you have a dance background, a cheer background, gymnastics background, pageant background, you have body awareness. So anyone who already has body awareness, regardless if they've never stepped on stage or not, their posing is always going to flow better. If you're someone who maybe has 2 left feet, or if you're someone who doesn't have good body awareness, then it's going to take you some time. Is it something that can be learned? Yes, absolutely. But I feel with posing, especially for the amateurs, what happens is the amateurs tend to look at people who are at the national level or the pro level, and they want to try to imitate and pose like them, not understanding that you have to pose for your body. You don't want to pose like someone else. It's okay to grab inspiration. I say this all the time, but don't jack someone else's style. Don't jack someone else's swag. For instance, my posing, I have coined my posing as like cool girl posing. It's like, I'm not doing the least, but I'm not doing the most. It's like, hey, I'm here, do a little something, give you a little something, but not too much, right? Then you have some girls who are just more bubbly. Then you have some girls who are just, they ooze or more sexy. I'm not a sexy girl. That's not who I am. If I tried to pull off posing like Maureen, I would look dumb. That's not my personality. So you need to find your own posing personality, and then also understand at the amateur level, you don't have much time. And even I get frustrated at pro shows. It's like, girl, for us bikini girls, it's front and back. We got 2 poses. So all that fluff in between, it's like, get to the point. Get to the point. Number 3 reason why you didn't win your show, the whole package. The whole package together. So the posing, the presentation, the hair, the makeup and tan, something was off. Something was wonky. So there are situations sometimes where if your tan is off, it can hurt you, because if it's runny, if it's not dark enough, then you can't be seen properly, especially if you are on stage with everyone and everyone else's tan is appropriate, and then you're too light, you're going to stick out. So I've seen that happen before. Maybe there was a hair issue. I've seen girls before where the hair maybe was curled too tight, or maybe you could see the extensions. Just the overall flow of it just wasn't right. Maybe your makeup wasn't dark enough, or maybe your makeup was just blaring it over the top. I've seen that happen. So understand, this is where people get things twisted. In bikini, it's not a glute show, y'all. It takes more than glutes. And I feel like that's the one thing that people get hung up the most in bikinis. Like, oh, well, her glutes are better. Okay, so let's say we have two girls, right? So let's say the first girl, her full package from head to toe, her hair, her makeup, her tan, her posing, she was conditioned, everything was on point, but maybe her glutes were a little bit small or smaller. But then you have this other girl where the full package wasn't there, the hair, makeup, the tan, the posing wasn't that great, but her glutes are better. We're not going to take the girl where everything else isn't on point, but the glutes are better, over the other girl where everything else is on point, but her glutes are a little bit smaller. That's not how it works. In fact, when you look at a bikini physique, if you see something that's just blaring out to you, it's like, oh my God, her shoulders. Oh my God, her glutes, because in bikini, it's shoulders and glutes. That's not good. You want balance. I honestly feel that's one of the reasons why Ashley Kay does so well. If you look at her physique, even though she has great glutes, but they're not blaring. They're not over the top. There is nothing on her physique that sticks out too much. Everything is well balanced. Okay, number 4, you didn't win because you don't have enough muscle. I don't care how much CrossFit you've done in the past, that you were a cheerleader, you're a gymnast, your first season, you're not going to have enough muscle. You're not. Understanding that you've been training for this long in the gym, that's great. But if you have not been training for the sport of bodybuilding, and then to niche it down, if you have not been training for the sport of bikini, it is its own entity. So that's great. You're walking on with a good foundation. Like, I was someone that walked on with a good foundation. However, I had a lot of tweaks and things that I needed in order to get the appropriate bikini physique to win my pro card. So understand, you guys, you cannot rush the process of building muscle. You cannot Amazon Prime the body. You cannot PED yourself to death. First of all, it takes genetics. You got to have good genetics. And then muscle building, true muscle building, takes time. It's taking me 5 years of hardcore bodybuilding focused training to look the way that I look. And I am someone who has decent genetics, and I am someone that had a foundation already. So even with decent genetics and having a foundation, it still wasn't enough. I still had to put in a lot of work. And also, please don't thinking that you need to go run and taking PEDs to get you to the next level, because that's not the case either. It doesn't matter. PEDs or not, you still have to do the work. And then honestly, if you're not doing the work and you think you can just throw supplements on it, that's not going to do anything. If you're not doing the work, if you think you can just go off of your genetics, that might work for you for a moment, but I guarantee you, once you get to that national stage, it ain't going to work, because now you're starting to come against people who, where the majority of them have good genetics. And then once you get to the pro level, everybody's got good genetics. So it literally does not matter. And then number 5, last but not least, this is, I think, a hard one for people to understand, wrap your head around, but it happened. You just weren't the best that day. I understand that you worked hard. I understand you dieted hard. I understand that you did a lot of cardio. Those things don't mean that you're going to win. It's not a how much weight did you lose contest. It's not a how lean are you contest. It's not a how hard did you diet contest. It's not a how much cardio did you do contest. It's who showed up with the best physique. There's someone that could potentially beat you, and maybe they only have to do 20 minutes of cardio 4 times a week through the whole prep. It doesn't matter. They just don't care how much you weigh. They don't care where you started. They don't care about any of that. So understand that, hey, I get this is my best to date, but sometimes your best to date isn't enough if there's just someone there who is better than you. That's the name of the game of bodybuilding. There can only be one winner, and more times than not, you're going to catch the L. And I feel it's difficult for girls who have just always succeeded, who have always used to winning, whatever the case may be, and maybe they come into the bodybuilding ranks and they're a amateur and they're killing it and they're doing good, and then once they get to the pro level, they realize really quickly, or once they get to that very, very high national level, they realize, oh God, I'm getting my ish kicked in. Yeah, it's hard because you're great, but there's always someone better. So keep that in mind. Maintain your humility and also be open-minded. Yes, two things can be true. This is my best to date. However, on this day, there was someone else who showed up and they were just better than me. That's not a hit at you. That doesn't mean that you're a bad athlete. That's just the way it goes sometimes. All right, y'all? So 5 reasons why you didn't win your show. I hope that was helpful. Don't let it discourage you. Let it make you hungry. And it's hard mentally and emotionally. And maybe sometimes you just gotta take a step back. There's nothing wrong with taking a step back because this stuff is hard. It's hard on the body. It's hard on the mind, y'all. We are built different. We are insane creatures, okay? However, do not feel bad if you do it and you realize, you know what, this isn't for me. Or if you're doing it and you're in a space of, hold on, let me get my thoughts together because I just don't know right now. That's fine. So take your time, do what you gotta do for you, and cast one more net. See you on the next one. Peace.